If you thought ghost hunting in ancient Korea was all talismans and quiet rituals, think again. Netflix The East Palace takes traditional Korean shamanism, drops it into a parallel spirit dimension with sword action. But does the story actually live up to the insane visual hype? Hi, I am Leneha. Now I know what you're thinking. Another historical horror K drama. Do we really need this? Well, after binging all 8 episodes in one sitting, I have some thoughts. It is an absolute visual spectacle with some of the best sound design I have heard all year. But it also has a few narrative cracks that we need to talk about. Today, we are breaking down the good, the bad, and the downright creepy in the spoiler free review of The East Palace. The premise, what's it about? The story drops us into a cursed Joseon palace where the king's sons are dying off one by one, threatening the entire royal lineage. Let's talk about our two main leads. We have Nam Joo-hyuk as Kuchon, a sarcastic, deeply exhausted, ghost-slaying swordsman who can travel between our world and the terrifying realm of Gwi, a parallel dimension mirroring our own pact with unique, folklore-driven monsters. Honestly, though, his character felt surprisingly weak in terms of writing, considering this was his big comeback project right after finishing his military service. I was really expecting a meatier, better written role for him. And if you are like me who wants to see Nam Joo-hyuk doing romance, this isn't the drama for you. Teaming up with him is Ro Yun-so as Sengang, a mysterious, brilliant court lady who can hear and communicate with the dead. Side note, I couldn't help but notice how rigid her expressions felt in emotional scenes, something a lot of viewers online have been pointing out lately. Together, they are ordered by the king to purge the palace of its dark curse. But as they dig deeper, they realize the monsters in the Shadow Realm aren't half as dangerous as the corrupt human greed running wild inside the palace walls. The good, why you should watch it. Let's start with the positives because when the East Palace hits its stride, it hits hard. The world building and VFX. The folklore here feels rooted in authentic Korean shamanist traditions. The realm of Gwi is beautifully unsettling. It gives off heavy Stranger Things upside down vibes. Director Choi Jung-kyu uses intense, eerie lighting and incredible practical effects mixed with crisp CG that outshines a lot of recent high-budget Western shows. The sibling-like chemistry, refreshingly the dynamic between Nam Joo-hyuk and Ro Yun-so, isn't a forced, overwhelming romance. It's more of an argumentative, chaotic, older brother, little sister bond, or you can call it a platonic relationship. They are both emotionally guarded, and watching them slowly learn to trust each other while the monarchy actively lies to them is the true emotional heartbeat of the show. The sidekicks and the villains. Shout out to the adorable little Labubu-like creature, Ggeomeoksali, that constantly clings to Nam Joo-hyuk and saves his life. It's hilarious comic relief. On the flip side, the villains are gloriously, consistently rotten to the core. Cho Seung-woo plays a morally grey, deeply corrupted king who still manages to flash moments of haunting humanity. Cho Seung-woo did the best acting among everyone. His character was so layered and his micro-expressions shifted every single second. He kept me guessing until the very end about whether he was a grieving father or the real villain. And speaking of royalty, let's not forget the crown prince played by Kwak Dong-hyun. He was fantastic, but I was so disappointed with how underutilized he was. I really wanted to see way more screen time for him. The bad, where it stumbles. But it's not a perfect masterpiece. Midway through the season, the show starts to trip over its own ambition. First, the pacing is a bit of a roller coaster. The first half feels a little slow and tame, but once the second half kicks in, the writers panic and start throwing plot twist after plot twist at you. Some of these twists feel genuinely earned, but others feel like they were thrown in just to shock the audience, making the overarching lore a bit convoluted. Also, major conflicts often get introduced only to be resolved magically in 5 minutes, which dampens the narrative urgency. And if you're a massive action purist, the final showdown might throw you off a bit. It utilizes some extra camera gimmicks and a heavily stylized video game like aesthetic that took me out of the moment just a little bit. The verdict, is it worth the binge? Ultimately, The East Palace is a wildly entertaining, high octane 8 episode ride. It has no romantic or obscene scenes, which I liked about the show. It might have low rewatch value once you know all the major family secrets and political conspiracies, but for a first time watch, it is highly addictive, beautifully acted, and a spooky good time. Final score, I give The East Palace a solid 8 out of 10. If you love folklore, monster slayers, and dark palace politics, grab a cozy blanket and add this to your Netflix queue immediately. What did you guys think of the ending and that final twist about the curse? Let me know your theories in the comments below. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe for more K-drama breakdowns, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!